The Revolutionary War between the 13 American colonies and the British Kingdom began in 1775. The British side, led by General Lord Charles Cornwallis, had great success in their northern campaign, with major victories in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. The British decided to launch a southern campaign in 1778, as they believed many Southerners were still loyal to the king. A loyalist company, led by Major Patrick Ferguson, was to travel to Virginia through South Carolina and North Carolina. However, Ferguson's army was constantly harassed by North Carolina Patriot militia, causing Ferguson to take action. The Patriot militia, led by Colonel Isaac Shelby, referred to themselves as Overmountain men because they lived on the western side of the Appalachians.
Ferguson sent a threatening message to the Overmountain men.
And that message said, "If you do not desist your opposition to the British arms, I shall march this army over the mountains, hang your leaders, and lay waste your country with fire and sword." Now, that's not the type of message that you could give to people of the temperament who has carved a life for themselves out of this wilderness without them getting upset and taking some action.
Colonel Shelby met with another local leader, John Sevier, and decided to form an army to attack the British. Shelby called on the Overmountain men, who hailed primarily from Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee, to join the fight. Shelby was able to muster together about 1,000 troops total. They were all untrained volunteers, without uniforms, who carried hunting rifles into battle because of their frontier background. They marched for 2 weeks and arrived at Kings Mountain, South Carolina, on October 7, 1780. Ferguson had stationed here because of the high ground, but it was only 60 feet tall. The Overmountain men, who were undetected by the British, surrounded Kings Mountain in different companies and attacked.
The British were armed with standard-issue smoothbore muskets, effective only at close range. The outnumbered rebels carried long-barrel hunting rifles, slower to load, but with twice the accuracy.
The Overmountain men were forced to retreat 3 times, but were incredibly effective at long range with their rifles. They hid in trees and fought guerrilla style, which the British leader Ferguson was not accustomed to.
He was used to military tactics that were designed for fighting on the open fields of Europe, and fighting in this Indian style, which is exactly what the Overmountain men were trying to do. This was a guerrilla style of fighting that he was unfamiliar with, and that probably led to his defeat.
I got something for you, Steel!
The battle lasted only 65 minutes, and the British were completely destroyed. 200 were killed, 162 were wounded, and 700 were taken prisoner. The Overmountain men had only 28 killed and 62 wounded. The Battle of Kings Mountain completely changed the tides of the war in favor of the Patriots. The British suffered huge losses, around 1/3 of Cornwallis's forces. But just as important was the confidence the Patriots gained from the victory. Just 1 year after Kings Mountain, Cornwallis surrendered his British troops at Yorktown. The colonies were free. Although often overlooked in history books, the Overmountain men played a huge role in the outcome of the Revolutionary War. All of the soldiers and their leaders were native Appalachians. Without the contributions of these frontiermen from the mountains of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee, the history of America could have been vastly different.